Hello guys, my name is Jordan Adams. Last video I talked about what airports you should be flying into if you want to go to Japan. And just a quick recap, I'm having around a 2 month internship at Tokyo in Japan, and I was looking for a place to stay, and that's actually what I'm going to be talking about today is what places you should consider staying at when you visit Japan. So to start off, many of you guys might have relatives or friends in Japan, which would make it a lot easier to find a place to stay. Don't be afraid to ask them. But in my case, I was looking at four main options, which were hotels, Airbnbs, hostels, and homestays. So to start off, hotels, obviously, it's you get your own room. It's very private. You'll have your own bathroom. And right now in Japan, the dollar is very strong and the yen is relatively weak. So we're going to find a lot of these places for pretty cheap, actually. Uh, for hotels in Tokyo, I found that the cheapest option, and I did this on Expedia, was as low as $1,300. And that went up to around 1,800. So if you want to find a hotel in Tokyo for a 1 month stay, it'd be around 1,300 to 1,800. Uh, but make sure it is not a capsule hotel. A capsule hotel, I'm sure many of you seen it before. It's kind of like a little, well, capsule, like a little tube that you stay in. It's not really a room. You go in there, it's enough to sleep. You probably couldn't stand up in it. You might have like a TV, some luggage space, but it's not a room. You don't get your own bathroom. It's going to be a lot cheaper, but obviously, if you're comfortable with that, if you're only staying for a couple days, capsule hotel might be a good option. But in my case, I did not consider a capsule hotel since I'm staying for 2 months. Same goes for the hotel. The hotel is definitely the most convenient option if you're only going to stay for maybe a couple days or even a week. But since I'm staying more long term, it was one of my more expensive options. So I also looked at Airbnbs. Airbnbs, I actually found a very, very good deal, which happened to be what I picked. Uh, Basically, it was a shared house, but I did get my own room. So I got my own bedroom, and there was a shared bathroom and a shared kitchen, and I found it for uh $1,150 a month, which was actually a very good deal. On the website I used, which was Airbnb, the most of the other options were around 1,500 to $2,000 a month, which is slightly more or in the range of the hotel. Obviously, you're gonna usually be getting your own room. You're gonna enjoy more privacy. You're gonna have more time to yourself. But I ended up going with the Airbnb I found because it was a very good deal and I wanted the privacy. Uh, your next option is going to be hostels. So basically, what a hostel is, they're also called gaijin houses in Japan. Uh, they're very popular with foreigners, so you're going to have very, very large sleeping quarters. So what this might look like is, maybe a very big room, and you'll have, 20 or so bunk beds that you have to share. So obviously, it's going to be a lot of people, but a lot of them will speak English because it's very popular for foreigners. You'll have a shared bathroom, sometimes a shared kitchen, and at the bottom floor, usually what they have is a little meeting space, and this could be like a living room type of thing, or a lot of times it's also a cafe. So for the hostels, you're gonna have lots of social interactions. You'll probably make lots of friends, and it's good if you want to kind of try to get out there and meet new people. Uh, the last option I was considering was a homestay. So homestay is basically where you go live in someone's house, and it's usually maybe like a family or a couple that want to bring someone in. And a lot of times, obviously, they're going to be Japanese families, Japanese couples, so you'll have to interact with them quite a bit. You'll usually get your own room basically, and a lot of times the host will maybe cook breakfast for you, and you'll have conversations with them. What you want to look out for is that a lot of these homestays have their own rules because it's, different for each house. A lot of a lot of the times I found that the homestays were only for girls. Uh, a lot of them also set curfews for you, so you have that. Um, I like I said, sometimes make breakfast for you, and they can also help you out if you're new to Japan, if you want to, figure out how to get to the bus or what's some good places to eat around there, you can always ask them. Uh, One potential problem with homestays is that they are mostly in the suburbs because it's hard to get, cheap housing in central Japan, and most of the houses are in the suburb area. So obviously you're going to have a longer commute to work, but if that's not a big problem, then homestays are also a very good option. Also, you'll be living with and talking with Japanese families, which would also be a very good experience. For homestay, I used homestay.com, and actually, this is your going to be your cheapest option. I found homestays as low as $600 a month, and it went up to around $1,200 a month. Obviously, there's more expensive options, but with between hostels, homestays, Airbnbs, and hotels, generally the homestays was the cheapest option. So, just a quick overview. We have uh, hotels, which are going to be your convenient short-term stay option. You're going to have Airbnbs, which are very private, like hotels, and they're going to be slightly more expensive, but it's also a good option. Then you're going to have some of your more social options, which are the hostels and the homestays, which you're going to be interacting with, many other foreigners or with family. And what I decided to go with was the Airbnb. I thought that, I found a very, very good deal. I found a shared house where I got my own small bedroom for 11 for $1,150 a month, and it fit my budget great. Um, I got my own room. I kind of wanted to enjoy the privacy a bit more. There was a shared bathroom, a shared kitchen, and a refrigerator just in case I wanted to, store some snacks at home. I thought it was the best deal. It was right in central Tokyo, so I actually had a good opportunity because it was only 15 minutes away from the place I needed to work at. So, obviously it's very convenient. It's not too expensive, and overall, I found that to be the best fit for myself. But obviously, we're all going to be different, and I'd say Airbnbs, hotels, hostels, and homestays are all great options. I'll see you next video. Thank you.